I'm married po and then may anak po akong isa. Dahil po sa POGO, sir, nakakapagpagawa na po ako ng bahay. Sana naman po open-minded po kayo na wag nyo naman po sanang isara kasi marami pong natutulungan si POGO.
Now, if you look at the social ills, how did you put a number or the amount of money insofar as the social ills are concerned? Binigyan nyo ba ng numero? Ang ibig sabihin, ito yung economic data vis-a-vis the social ills.
Gambling is definitely part of human character.
In terms of percentage, how much would it be, the contribution of such in our GDP?
So it's about 0.67% of GDP, Your Honor.
0.67.
Yes, Your Honor.
And maybe you're aware of the argument vis-a-vis POGO operations that the social ills created by POGO operations would outweigh the economic side of it. I think that came from NEDA. Would that be correct?
It's Your Honor, it's actually from DOF.
DOF.
DOF po.
Okay.
Yes po.
Sige. So, what would your stand be now with the current situation? Because if we look at the statement of the president, if we cannot regulate these operations, we might as well ban them out of this country.
So, Your Honor, NEDA is yet to come up with an official statement on the matter. So we have to clear it with the Secretary first.
Our resource speaker from NEDA made mention earlier that POGO is generating 104 billion, or equivalent of 0.67% of our GDP. So the situation is we are confronted with continuing the operation of POGO against or versus the Chinese ban on tourism and the resulting crime from POGO. In terms of GDP, Madam Resource Speaker, magkano po ba ang pinag-uusapan nating possible amount which we will generate from tourism from Chinese nationals?
Thank you for your question, Your Honor. Our estimates, this is for 2019 at the peak of POGO operations, is about 0.7% of GDP. So that's the potential contribution of the Chinese tourists.
If you will be citing 0.7% as potential contribution of Chinese tourists, that is apparently higher than what is being contributed to us by POGO. Is that correct, Madam
That's
Resource
correct,
Speaker?
Your Honor. That's correct, Your Honor. If we bump this up against the 0.67% 2019 contribution, economic contribution of POGOs, then yeah, it would appear that the POGOs generate a net cost of about 0.03% of GDP.
However, Mr. Chair and Madam Resource Speaker, I assume that the 104 billion or 0.67% contribution to GDP includes only those from legal POGOs.
That is
Earlier,
correct,
we
Your
heard
Honor.
from our distinguished representatives that there are illegal POGOs, and we have not verified or accounted the number of which. Do we have idea from NEDA as to the possible amount of lost GDP from these illegal POGOs?
Unfortunately, Your Honor, we do not have that data.
Yes, because I wish to express that we will not be able to come up with an accurate cost and benefit analysis unless we come up as well with a figure that we generate from the illegal POGOs.
Can we hear from the representatives of the POGO employees or workers?
Good morning po, Your Honor. I'm Jaheline Ada po. I am encoder po in Pogo, Cavite. I work as an encoder po and as an encoder po, yung ginagawa po namin is online banking po siya. So yung lahat po ng transaction namin is through online po. Bali pa payment po kami. And then yung sa ano naman po, yung relationship namin between po foreigners and then po sa amin. It's been 2 years po since nag-start po ako sa Pogo. And then hindi naman po ako magtatagal doon kung hindi po okay yung relationship namin between foreigners po and then po sa amin. And doon po sa ano po, sa pagdating po sa ano nila, accommodation po, lahat naman po ng privilege is naibibigay po nila. Bali, naka-condominium po kami, may free meal po kami, and then yung laundry namin, sagot na din po nila. Which is, hindi siya naipo-provide po ng previous work ko. So, I'm married po and then may anak po akong isa. Dahil po sa Pogo, sir, nakakapagpagawa na po ako ng bahay. And then, may kapatid po ako na pag-aaral ko. And then, maski pa paano po, nakakapundar po kami ng appliances. And then, yun nga po, sana naman po, open-minded po kayo na wag nyo naman po sanang isara. Kasi marami pong natutulungan si Pogo. Hindi lang po ako, marami po kami na mawawala ng trabaho. Ayun, wag naman po sana. Kasi po, sa ngayon po talaga is, si Pogo lang po yung alam ko na makapagbigay po sa akin ng para parang sapat siya. Paano na lang po paano ko po matatapos yung mga, may mga loans pa po ako. And then Pogo lang po ang nagbibigay sa akin ng way para magawa ko po yun. Yun po, sir, Your Honor.
Gambling is definitely part of human character. So unless you want to reverse digitalization, unless you can change the ambivalence of the human character, our capacity for good, as well as our propensity to hurt ourselves. So, but the thing that really worries me is that the Philippines has always that infinite capacity to shoot ourselves on the foot. Here we are given a chance to essentially, we are the only country with a law on Pogo, the only country with a law on Pogo, which has given regulatory stability to Pogo. And with respect to the other crimes, that supposed crimes, there are enough laws. Will I close all the PESA because a lot of smuggling and the transfer pricing is happening there? No. Will I close all the red light district because there's prostitution and other forms of crime happening there? There's a high concentration, far higher than the 1 per 100,000 is being spoken about. Then let's close all the red light districts. There are enough laws. What I'm saying here, when we designed the Pogo law in 2019, and it was signed, the IR was signed in December 2021, there's no direct correlation between the Pogo taxes because the Pogo tax only became effective last December 2021. So wala akong ano yan. So ang nangyari po dyan ay hindi not because we were expecting then that the country will benefit on the 2019 basis at least 42 billion a year for government a year, and by the following year we saw that we could get 64 billion given the trend lines that we're looking at in terms of the pre-let or pre-leased na mga spaces. Anyway, Mr. Chair, I wish I could come and make a full presentation. So I am not jumping from one. First, on the reputational risk on tourism and the reputational risk with respect to AMLA. And third, with respect to the direct correlation, as if it's a monochromatic relationship between kidnappings of 1 to 100,000 vis-a-vis FDI, I think that should be reviewed. And with that, Mr. Nanginayang din kasi ako dito because this is something, unang-una, hindi man ito gumagamit ng pera ng Pilipinas. Pera ng mga Chinese to. nagkataon na tayo lang ang may batas kung saan pwede natin silang payagan na maglaro ng casino. So, pero, Pilipinas lang ba? Pumunta ka ng Vientiane. Kaikot ko lang po sa buong ASEAN. I did my own tour to know why are power costs low in Thailand? Why are power costs low in Vietnam? In all these other countries where massive foreign direct investments are flowing. And there I saw, wow, the supposed Chinese ban on gambling is thriving in Vientiane. It's thriving in Phnom Penh. It's thriving near the Ho Chi Minh area. So I guess I'm not saying, well, that's their policy, probably because they think Cambodia and Laos are friendlier to China than the Philippines. So that's all, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman, within the audience of the attorney, ang tanong ko lang po did you ever consider the social ills arising out of POGO operations when you came out with your official statement? Yun lang po ang tanong ko And you asked me to define what the social ills are. Di ba? Sinabi ko naman, I would like to state, bago ako pumunta rito, nag-research ako ng todo crimes. We have kidnapping, we have prostitution, we have human trafficking, we have violations of immigration laws, and money laundering. The influx of Chinese workers, health, sexually transmitted diseases, other issues related to POGO, illegal operations of POGO, police having unauthorized police escorts, and what POGO or the POGOs o PAGCOR. Nandito po lahat. So, yung tanong ko, pakisagot nyo. Did you weigh yung economic impact versus the social ills of POGO operations? Yun lang po naman ang tanong ko
Tama po, Congressman Ako, tinimbang po namin mabuti itong social cost dun sa aming, nung nilabas namin yung
Ano
statement.
sabi nyo? Social cost?
Social cost.
Okay.
And
May I ask, Attorney, when you weigh this, if you look at the economic aspect of it, there are data in terms of amounts of money. Tama po, loss or gain. Tama. Now, if you look at the social ills, how did you put a number or the amount of money insofar as the social ills are concerned? Binigyan nyo ba ng numero? Ang ibig sabihin, ito yung economic data vis-a-vis the social ills. Tama?
tama po.
Itong economic impact, may data yan in terms of numbers and amount of funds. Tama? Na pwedeng mawala, pwedeng makuha natin. Pero yung social ills, when you considered it, meron bang amount kayong inilagay?
Yes, Congressman. Yung kung mapapansin.
Yes? May I ask then, what were the amounts you gave to losses insofar as crimes, insofar as influx of Chinese workers, the effect on health, the illegal operations of POGO? Meron ba kayong, mabibigyan nyo ba ng numero ito talaga?
Congressman, mahirap po talaga na i-quantify yung social ills, yung cost ng social ills brought about by the POGO industry. But let me clarify lang po na kung titignan din po natin yung datos, tila po yata sa mga illegal operators po yung naapektuhan itong mga social ills na nababanggit po. So katulad po ng nasabi ko, sa aspect...
Ang ibig nyo sabihin sa legal POGO operations, hindi po nagkakaroon ng social ills? Is that what you're trying to tell this body?
Doon po sa naibigay yung listahan po ng social ills, sa aming datos po wala po.
And you're only speaking for 16 POGO operators. And as per PAGCOR, there are 34 legal POGO operators. So how can you come up with a conclusion like that when you only represent 16 POGO operators and 68 service providers.
Yes, Your Honor. Mahirap po i-quantify po. Talagang kabuuan po.
Mr. Chair, I
Yes.
would like to end my questioning already since it's past lunch already and I cannot get a direct answer and so far as my questions are concerned. Thank you, Mr. Chair.